Alright guys, this is Gabe, and I'm gonna try to show you how to do a riddim tutorial in Serum because someone asked me to do one and I was like, sure, why not? So yeah, if this doesn't turn out right, or if this doesn't even turn out as a riddim sound, whatever, it's okay. So I'm gonna use one of my wavetables that I made. I guess let's just take a riddim wavetable since we're making a riddim sound. Alright, so actually I don't know. Let's just see what else we have. Let's see. Excuse me. Alright. This is gonna be we'll just use one of these, I guess. No. Alright, maybe. Alright, so how I usually do it is I will most likely, usually, FM a sine wave or oscillator A onto oscillator B or whatever, however you do it, I don't know. And I'll put this like ring wavetable or whatever wavetable we end up using at the end of the video in the description of this video, so because I might change the sound. So yeah, I'm gonna change it because I don't really like this one that much. I'll just so alright, now what I usually do is I usually modulate part of the wavetable, not even like the whole thing. I mean, you can do the whole thing because that like sounds cool too. But what I usually do is I'll take like a part and then maybe put like a macro on it, and then you can like move around with it. But you know, that's just me, personal preference. And then I usually put like a warp mode on it. Usually not a bend mode on a riddim sound, but I'll still like test it out, see what it's like. I usually will do a remap. And then I'll have something like this. So yeah, you know. I'll just keep this off for now. And then if you want to sound like really, you know, like that, but whatever. All right, now onto the filters. What I'll usually put on is, I actually have a lot of choices because I'll use like a band pass. Not that much, but you know. You know, maybe like a, no, that's not gonna work. All right, so yeah, sometimes I use a band pass, but sometimes I use it on like the filter in the effects section because that one's more, I just like that one better because like it's the same filter, but it's just the sound is different. So yeah, try and notch one. All right, this one's okay, but the ones I usually prefer to use on the first filter shape is like a high pass with a peak or a high pass with a notch. You know, I guess something like that, kind of. Sometimes I change these like random phase positions because sometimes it changes the sound just a little bit. You know, just to make it cool and stuff like that. And then like I'll show you the effects I put on it after. I don't like putting the effects on it first because I like to make the sound as like cool as I can possibly make it sound. Oh, like that. All right. And then I'll put like effects on it after just to make it better. And then I do things like when you put vocodecs on this, like a bass like this, and then you put the LFO shape this way, it sounds really cool. I'll show you what that sounds like later. But yeah. Maybe I'll take this remap off. Oh wait, no, that's not on. Oh. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much this panel, I guess, was what you would call it. So on the effects, I usually put a hyper. Yeah, I know this tutorial is probably going like kind of slow, but that's because I usually like this. I'm pretty much just making a bass sound and I'm just talking over it. So this is pretty much how I make stuff. You know, and this is like my first like actual tutorial, so I usually don't put distortion on these, mainly because I don't know, I like after I'll put distortion on it, but not at like the beginning. Okay, so usually what I do with the compressor is first of all, hyperdimension, what I do is I'll put the mix at about 30%, and then I'll put a tiny modulation on it, so then it kind of gets like a, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it just sounds cool. And then for the gain on the multi-band compressor, I'll modulate that too, because after I put all the effects on it and stuff like that, it'll like not make the volume go up and down as much anymore, but it'll still like kind of wobble, But now when you put the gain, make the gain modulate too, it'll kind of, you know, do cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It makes it kind of louder too, so. You know. And then, okay, so let's see. So I'll put a compressor on it. I'll usually have that last. So the filter, I'll usually do the filter next. And this is where I put more of like a flanger or like a reverb filter. A lot of my basses have this reverb filter on it, actually. And it doesn't sound as good right now because I don't have any effects on it yet. But you'll see what it sounds like with effects on it. Actually, I'll just put an effect chain on it real quick. Let's see, presets, audio effects, audio RAM. I'll do, I don't know what this one sounds. I forgot what it's on this one, but all right. Well, I'll just go over the effects I have on it right now, just because, yeah. So I usually put an OTT on it. Yeah, I'll just turn off all these. I put an OTT on it, like it's same thing as this compressor right here, but not in the actual synth itself. So that makes it sound like you know, you see it makes it kind of a not a big change, but slight change. And then I'll put vocodecs on it, which gives it that, you know, you guys know what vocodec sounds like. If you know, like Virtual Riot, he uses vocodecs a lot too. I pretty much like everything I know from him. So yeah. So I'll put vocodecs on it like this. And then it makes that reverb filter kind of sound cool now, because at first it just sounded kind of, you know, sounds cool, but it sounds, you know, odd. So then you can put on this. And then it sounds like that. And then I'll put Saturn distortion on it. Looks like this. It's nothing too complex. It's just basic, you know. That's pretty much what that looks like. And then I'll have an EQ on it, which looks like this. So yeah. It's gonna crash if it's open too long, but yeah. So no effects, and then effects on it. And then this can be so yeah, so that's usually what I do for a filter. I'll put like reverb on it. Usually not that much because then it sounds like that. But you know, I'll put like around like here. And then I'll have the mix kind of going from like 75% to 100. You know what I was saying about the LFO filter? If you put like this, it sounds kind of cool. Or like this. But yeah, you know, if you want to do that, you can do that. Go ahead, do yourself. I don't care. So then sometimes, let's see, I'll put like these two on it, and I'll turn the rate all the way down, and I'll put the mix about right there for each one. Actually, I just put them at 50 for each. And then that's pretty much it for like the settings. Sometimes I change like the frequency when you put down the depth and then put down the frequency. It kind of makes something kind of cool. I usually turn the phase all the way to 0. But yeah, and then sometimes, you know, if I'm feeling it, I'll put some delay on it, like, you know, something like this. So, I mean, you know, that's pretty much it. And then after that, I kind of just like play around with like, you know, different wavetables. And then, you know, with different effects and stuff like that too. So then, yeah, I'm gonna take off the delay. And then if you want to like change like other things I do sometimes, is maybe like a comb. You know, that sound cool too. But yeah, you know, just play around with like filters, find what you like the most, and then. I've actually never used this filter before, and it sounds kind of cool. If anyone remembers that one song Recharge that I made, it's off SoundCloud now, but if you heard it, this is kind of how I made that one bass. I had an alpha like this, and then I would put some rise on it like that. And then it sounds kind of like a dun dun dun. But yeah, my phone's ringing. I don't know who it is. Sorry if it's kind of annoying in the back or whatever. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much all I do. I'm gonna start playing around with this filter now because that's kind of cool. Next video I probably put up will probably be just like a bass sound, like with mainly just like one macro modulating like a bunch of stuff. But it might be another sound kind of like this, but you know. It's gonna be kind of rare that I put a preset in the description, but I think I might just put. No, I'm not gonna put this one in there. But yeah. I guess I can. I'll just save it as. Oh yeah, I made some. I'm starting over with like a whole new sound design category. So these are my first few basis thingies. But yeah, let's just name this tutorial.